Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Safe and Sound Texas audio excursion. Well, I've been off the grid a bit, partly because I've been traveling. I ended up traveling to Asheville, North Carolina to visit some friends, and I also was able to visit two record manufacturing locations. One of them is in the heart of Asheville, and one is about 30 minutes outside of Asheville. I'm going to be talking to the person who is the CEO of the first one, Citizen Vinyl, having him introduce us to their facility, their studio, their pressing plant, and more, including a new technology that you might find interesting that's being placed right within vinyl. That interview and tour is coming up next on the Safe and Sound Texas audio excursion. Well, we're here at Citizen Vinyl in Asheville, North Carolina. This is Gar.
Good morning.
Thank you for hosting me today.
It's a pleasure to have you, David. Nice to meet you, and welcome to Asheville.
Thank you. So tell us your role, and then we'll get a little tour going here.
Sure. Yeah. My name's Gar Ragland. I am the founder and CEO of Citizen Vinyl here in downtown Asheville, North Carolina. I'm also a music producer and record producer, and I'm very passionate about artist development. So I work with a lot of young emerging artists and help them sort of navigate their way into the music industry. And we're here starting our tour in the studio here at Citizen Vinyl. As luck would have it, we are located in the historic Citizen Times building here in downtown Asheville, which was our community's original newspaper building. It was built in 1939 to not only accommodate our city's newspaper, including printing presses that were located in the basement of this building. And we love that idea of bringing manufacturing back to downtown Asheville, although albeit a different medium with records.
Yeah.
But the owner of the newspaper had also recently purchased the historic WWNC radio station. And when he built this building in 1939, he dedicated the third floor that we're now on to the new state-of-the-art home of WWNC radio station studio.
Right.
So we are now in the historic studio space that we have proudly saved from demolition.
Yes,
and repurposed as a recording studio. So we're now in Studio B, which was really, was the original control room of the station, which we now use as an ISO room. And then the live room next door through these windows, which we'll go into next, that was the original live room that now is our control room. So we treated that acoustically, and we have all of our recording equipment and our beautiful Rupert Neve Designs 5088 consoles in there. So it was really a dream come true for me as a record producer, that it had always been my dream that wherever we ended up with our vinyl manufacturing business, that I would be able to carve out a few hundred square feet to relocate my studio equipment. I was previously located just a few blocks away in Echo Mountain Recording Studios, which is a phenomenal recording facility. And it's how I and my family actually ended up here in Asheville. Was I had an opportunity to set up shop there many years ago. And I had the idea back in about 6 years ago about opening up a vinyl pressing plant here in Asheville, both because as someone that runs his own small record label, I knew that supply was having a hard time keeping up. Rather, the demand on vinyl was so high that there wasn't enough supply. And I'd had my own frustrations getting records pressed in terms of quality. And I thought Asheville would play a great host community with our love of craft here in Asheville, and the fact that we have such a rich music scene here, that I thought this would be a great place to do that. And the community responded very positively to that. And we were able to open up Citizen Vinyl in 2020 in the midst of the pandemic, which created, as you can imagine, David,
Sure, what timing? Yeah.
many problems.
Yeah.
But the timing, the introduction into the vinyl industry couldn't have happened at a better time in terms of the demand. So we got a strong start in our manufacturing, and we've grown since then. So would you like to see the control room?
Sure, absolutely.
If you want to
Let's
follow
do it.
me next door.
Yep.
This I'll just speak a little bit about the architecture of the building. This building is a very classic example of early Art Moderne architecture. It's very inspiring. It's got a lot of mid-century sort of elements, which I love, and we really attribute the building that we're located in as a very important part of our brand and our values and the ethos of the company as well, where we really celebrate the past, but we also use it to inspire us to innovate in different ways as a company.
Great.
As well.
Beautiful.
So we'll step out into the hallway and we'll come into, this is the original sound block, and these are the original doors of what was the live room of the studio, where from 1939, starting with Bill Monroe, he was one of the first musicians to perform. He made his radio premiere here in this very room in 1939.
Sure could hear the sound change.
You
Boom.
can hear the acoustic. Yeah,
Dead.
it's dead.
It's dead.
This is a gorgeous room. These were the original Art Deco light fixtures and the sconces.
Oh my!
And so this is where, from 1939 until the early 80s, bands would come in and set up and perform live over the airwaves on WWNC. Really? And given our elevation here in Asheville, it was the highest elevation radio station east of the Mississippi River. So the AM signal, because of our elevation, could throw all the way into West Texas and up into southern Canada. So it had a huge listenership, and it was one of the most popular and listened to radio stations in the country.
Especially at night off the ionosphere.
Exactly.
Right? Bouncing. Yeah.
Exactly. Like so that was one of the reasons that so many musicians would come to Asheville in the early, in the 20s, in the location previous to the station relocating here. It was a few blocks away in the Flatiron Building. In 1927, Jimmy Rogers made his radio premiere there out of WWNC radio station before he worked his way up to Bristol and met up with the Carter family. And then the big bang of country music. So there's a lot of history baked into what we're doing here, which we love. And as a record producer myself, I consider it a great privilege and honor to be able to work out of this space, just because I feel places hold memories, and there's so much music that's been performed and broadcast out of this space. There's really a special magic to it. So this is all the equipment that we have here. I've got a session starting here in a couple hours with an artist based in Nashville who just got in last night. She drove over the mountains, so we're going to work on her record. But it's really a lovely space, and it's an important part of what we do. So some of my favorite projects that we do here at Citizen Vinyl are projects that are conceived and come to life and recorded here upstairs at Citizen Vinyl in the studio, and then they end up getting pressed downstairs as well. So it's kind of a whole sort of
the whole life cycle
ecosystem, right?
The whole life cycle is there. That's beautiful. That's a great completion to get it done there. Wonderful. How many tracks is
if you want to come up here and take a look. This is a Rupert Neve Designs 5088 console, fully analog. It's a gorgeous sounding desk. It's got lots of headroom, lots of warmth. This is a 16 channel. And then we've got, I'm really a big analog guy. And
great.
Not only because of the sound, but because of the workflow. I like the tactile working faders and knobs, and coming over here to adjust all of the outboard gear. I have a small but very curated sort of collection of outboard gear, compressors and EQs, and some mic pre's here to complement those that I have on the desk. But it's really, I'm really quite pleased with the setup here. The room sounds fantastic. I had David Rochester out of Nashville come in, and the walls in this room were originally plaster, so it was a much more ambient sound.
Gotcha.
But when we came in, this is actually a acoustically treated. The walls are actually an acoustic fabric, and hidden behind the walls are strategically placed sound absorption and diffusers to basically tune the room. So the mixes here translate very effectively across a lot of different listening platforms, from earbuds to hi-fi, stereo systems. One of the nice things about having a studio on site is that artists are invited to come and listen to their test pressings here. If they want to listen to their test pressings before approving them in a really critical listening environment, this is something that I love to do. So we've got our turntable.
Thorns, or
it's a Thorns, yeah. It's
okay.
It's a rebuilt Thorns, and it sounds really lovely. I actually have a reference lacquer here that I need to listen to for a project that I recorded and mixed here.
Looks like an Ortofon cart on there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And I've got a Conrad Johnson, an old tube preamp that I bought decades ago. I'm the kind of guy, like, I buy something and I hold on to it pretty much forever. So all this equipment has been accumulated piece by piece over the
year
last
by year
30 years. And I'm really stubborn. I don't want to get rid of any of it, even if I don't use a piece of gear a whole lot.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
There's a place in my heart, and there's a memory and an experience associated with the purchase of each piece of gear.
I get that.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful room.
Well, shall we head down?
Sure.
Oh, let me also highlight the floor here, David, if you want to get a shot of that. I'll move the coffee table a little bit. This is the original floor to the live room of the WWNC radio station. Oh. And when I first came in here and saw this, it was almost a sign that said, inviting us into this space. There are a lot of reasons why not to open up a vinyl manufacturing business in a downtown, building like this, opposed to an industrial park. But as we got more and more curious about it as a candidate location, when we were doing our site selection, it increasingly called us and generated a lot of interest and enthusiasm, not only from me, but from our original small community of investors. And also, it's been really important for us to use our business to celebrate Asheville's music community too, and contribute to our cultural offerings here in Asheville by having North Carolina's first vinyl pressing plant located here.
Wonderful. All right. Let's see how you press them.
Okay, let's head down to the pressing. Here we are. We're now downstairs on our main pressing floor, on the first floor of the Citizen Times building. We have 3 presses. We have Bill running the viral light tone machine over there. We use that often for smaller runs. We do most of our test presses on that, and then we also do our custom splatter work and whatever sort of custom, more design projects we have. And then we have our 2 SMT machines here, which are our automatic workhorses. And yeah, we've been pressing records here since December of 2020. We opened up. It was all we could do when we first, the original plan, we had two machines on order, and then COVID hit and slowed down production. So it was everything we could do to get our first machine, which was our viral light tone. If you want to come follow me over here. So it looks like Bill's doing some test pressings this morning on the light tone. If you want to see, this is our sort of test pressing center label here.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
Not sure what we're doing this morning.
Secret.
It's a secret. It's a top secret project.
Yeah, it's always a top secret project.
Yep. And I think Greg over here is getting ready to get the S&T started up here in a minute.
So this does this put the label on after?
Nope.
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 Okay. I didn't know what he was doing here.
No, that's the trimmer.
Trimmer.
That's the
Okay.
trimmer.
The
that
trimmer.
just trims the flashing off.
Okay.
And so on the manual machine, you manually put the center label above and below, and then it goes into the press. And it's typically a 20 to 30 second cycle time.
It's oozing.
Yep. I'm sure you've seen that before.
Oh, yeah.
You visited a number of pressing plants. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them have the flash cut right where they press it. It just arm comes down and trims
Right there,
it.
right out of the mold.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the automatics do that, but so the you know this already, but you know we've got our extruder here, creates the puck, and then the press itself, and then the trimmer. It's really 3 different units, whereas in an automatic machine, all of that is integrated into one machine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. And then we have off the wings here is our QC rooms where we do packaging and our quality control. You know, we take the quality of the records very seriously here, and the QC is, in my opinion, the most important step of the whole process. So we don't ship test pressings unless they meet our standards.
So I noticed he weighs that, right? Is that what? So I'm put it on here.
Just
see how many grams.
To make sure that the pucks are consistently, you know, that
meeting the weight expectation.
Yeah.
What's your standard? 140.
140 is most. Yeah. We do 180 gram. You know, the sort of heavier audiophile too. We have a number of clients that like that, so we can do both. But 140 is more often than not the standard. And we also, as you can see here, David, colored vinyl is a really popular option as well too. So a lot of our clients really enjoy, and their fans like the sort of the color options. Many of our clients will want to do a standard run of black, and then they'll do sort of a 1 or 2 different variants for record store day or for
indie
their
release,
super fans or website only, you know, artist site only.
Yeah, sure.
So it's great. And we do splatter and swirl patterns too. And then we have our VinylKey product. Which,
let's talk about that.
So this is something that we're really proud of. We have been working on this for years, but VinylKey, in addition to our standard pressings here, is a patented technology that we have, where we've developed a process where we can implant an NFC chip into and underneath the center label of the record itself. So every single record has its own unique NFC chip in it, and it's completely encased in the record itself, so it's tamper-proof. And with that chip, any smartphone can tap on the record, and it'll generate a link to take you to our hosted site that provides where you can register the record. It provides proof of authenticity. It serializes. It tells you what number when we actually register these on the blockchain.
Right.
So it provides proof of authenticity, proof of ownership, and it can also unlock a number of different digital assets, such as bonus tracks that weren't able to be couldn't fit on the record due to playing time. We've had some clients offer VIP experiences. Tickets can be added. Anything. The sky's the limit. Creatively,
whatever they want to put on that back end.
Whatever they want to do.
Yeah. Okay.
So we found that our clients are typically selling these because of the additional functionality and the limited edition nature and collectability These are going, whereas a standard record may go for $25, our clients are selling VinylKey albums for anywhere from $80 to $150.
Wow.
Depending on what it is that they want to offer in addition to
whatever
that.
the additional, yeah.
So we're really excited about this. We think that this technology can help address some of the authentication issues facing the industry now with pirated or counterfeit, records being pressed.
Yep.
And we've just recently developed the ability to automate the manufacturing process of these as well. When we first started working on this, it required using our manual machine, but now we can automate this, and we're working on some really exciting projects now that are going to be higher profile with some internationally known artists.
Great.
And we're hopeful that
Catches on, right?
sometime soon that this will finally catch on.
Yeah, sure.
The industry's aware of it, and I think people are curious about it now. But I think a lot of people are waiting to see how it sort of unfolds. But we're really excited about this, and our hope is that other pressing plants will be interested in offering this to their customers.
Right. I was going to ask you because you were getting a patent, and you're going to. Okay.
So
great.
we do have a patent on this now, and our plan is to not only continue to press VinylKey albums here at Citizen Vinyl, but to work with other pressing plants to license the technology and to host the back end of the blockchain and the registration of these, and work collaboratively with other pressing plants in the industry to offer this to their clients as well.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah.
Love it.
So this will be your copy at the end of the tour.
Great.
I'll
be
hold
able
on to it.
I'll be able to show people what you can see on the back end. That's
please.
Beautiful.
It'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can finish the tour. I'll take you into our packaging room. So you walk across the hall. Hey, Dean. And this is where once the records have been inspected and sleeved and jacketed, they come over here to prepare for being shrink wrapped. And then we have our shipping and receiving down here.
These are ready to go?
These are ready to be shrink wrapped. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then we'll put on our whatever stickers the client may want on the the shrink wrap, and then we'll ship them out.
I was at a plant in Dallas area in Addison where they hand-drawn pressing, and they said, we're ready to ship, but we haven't got all the stickers, all the hype stickers. It's like, what?
It is a jigsaw puzzle. Every single project, that's one of the challenges of this industry is workability, right? Because you may have test pressings approved, but you're still waiting on final artwork, or and it's very, it's scheduling and making sure that we are as efficient as we can be in our manufacturing.
Yeah,
it does require us to have, more often than not, we won't start a project until we have all of the assets on site.
Right.
Because it's keeping things around, sitting on racks while we're waiting for that last sticker to arrive. Yeah. It just creates challenges. If nothing else, it gets in our way.
Right. Yeah, it's a physical thing. Yeah.
It is.
Logistics.
We're fairly limited we don't have unlimited space here.
Right.
So we have to be very mindful about that and very strategic in how we plan our workflow.
Great.
Yeah.
Is there on the shrink wrap, just curious, variability on the tautness of it?
Yes, because sometimes it'll be a gatefold record versus a single jacket, and we also often shrink wrap box sets that are like even up to like pizza sized boxes. Mm-hmm. We did a Sun Ra release last year that had multiple discs and a DVD and a T-shirt, and it was in a custom printed pizza box is what the client wanted. Okay. So we were able to, you can change the parameters and the settings of this to accommodate different levels of projects that need to be shrink wrapped.
Gotcha. Nice.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be complicated.
No, it's a fairly straightforward process for sure.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
Great. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's very interesting. This new technology really, those kind of things just really fire me up. I really You know, even how you get that chip in the manufacturing process with all that heat. That's
It hasn't been easy. It's been years in the making, but we're really excited. Our failure rate on VinylKey albums is now down below 5%. So we've really made.
You got to test
progress.
if that key works when you come out.
Every
right?
time. Part of the process is the press operator after each one. Well, there's a reader that we clamp onto the machine,
right?
And then everyone is tested for past failure before.
Yeah.
And we press VinylKey albums typically in a unique splatter or swirl pattern that gives each and every record a unique visual signature. So we can't press any two that look the same if we tried.
Right.
And what we do as part of the process, upstairs we have our digitizing stations. We take a photograph of every record. And the first thing you see when you scan a VinylKey record and you go to the website is a photograph of that unique record that's in the package itself. So no two are the same. So it adds this extra fun and helpful visual proof of authenticity too.
Right.
Because what lives on this website when you first visit, in addition to any other digital assets, is always going to be a photograph of that particular record that's pressed.
Right.
So.
Right. Okay. Thank you. It's excellent. Thank you. So let's talk a bit about the storm that happened last year with Helene and impact in Asheville for you guys.
Well, on the evening of September 27th of 2024, last year, Hurricane Helene ripped through western North Carolina, and this whole area suffered extensive flooding. Many communities in lower elevations up here in the mountains were flooded and homes wiped away, and we had our reservoir was washed out the main line, so we had no potable water here in Asheville for over 7 weeks. No power, businesses shut down, and the timing of the hurricane couldn't have been worse in terms of our community's dependence. We get a lot of visitors in the fall coming to Asheville to enjoy the fall foliage and the leaves and all of the things that people love to visit Asheville about. So it really created a big economic impact on our community. A lot of businesses have gone out of business because that visitation that we rely on here in downtown Asheville basically evaporated after the hurricane. So we're now standing in what was once our beautiful event space and vinyl-themed craft cocktail bar, and we had a record store here on site, all of which we had to sadly yet necessarily close in April, just because we lost so much of our business. So we weren't able to sustain this part of our operations. We're hopeful that we will hopefully be able to bring this back at some point. But until then, we certainly miss having, playing the role, I should say, of being a cultural hub here in downtown Asheville. We were a very beloved place where people could come and get a cup of coffee, have a nice latte, listen to music. We had curated all of our music that we played in the space. We played behind the bar on vinyl, and we played records one side at a time to really celebrate the record and the medium as a body of work. And it's very sad. This is a sort of a grim example of what's happened to our community here in western North Carolina, and in Asheville in particular. It's had a really enduring economic impact on our community, and we're now, for the most part, the community is rebuilt, and we're back open for business here in Asheville. And we want to let people know that if you're postponing a visit to the mountains of western North Carolina on the grounds of our hurricane last fall, please know that we're back up, and our community welcomes you, and we would very much appreciate your coming back to enjoy all of the great things that Asheville has to offer.
I'm back, baby!
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed there really hasn't been impediments. The biggest thing was between on I-40, where
Yep.
there's an area that washed away of the highway where they have 2 lanes.
Yep.
But other than that, here I haven't gone by the Biltmore area, but
Yeah.
but yeah, these areas. What was the physical nature here for you guys?
So we fortunately downtown, because we're higher
You're higher,
elevation,
yeah.
the French Broad River and the Swannanoa rivers, which flooded tremendously, the lower areas, our River Arts district took a big hit physically. But because we lost power and water for so long, the whole community
Yeah,
has
the
suffered.
infrastructure, yeah, sure,
Yeah. So fortunately, we suffered no physical damage here.
right,
But with the lack of power and water for 7 weeks,
right.
it basically shut our whole economy down
I'm
here
sure.
in downtown Asheville.
I'm sure.
And it still is having residual impact on,
Mhm.
as you can imagine.
Mhm.
So
Well, just like you said, nobody was coming, and coming here. It was really a lack of clients, customers, people being here. That's why I say physically everything's here.
right,
It's just there was nobody was coming.
no one was coming to
so-
patron. Yeah, exactly.
So it's important to know that you can come here and life is returning to what it should be.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
still the same wonderful place with
Yeah.
the same wonderful people that have always been here. We're just a little bit bruised.
Oh, and bruised and battered. I get it.
Bruised
Yeah.
and battered, but we're
Yeah.
going to come back stronger, better than
Yeah.
ever.
Again, thanks to Gar and his hospitality in setting up time for me and showing me the history of Citizen Vinyl and Citizen Press and the radio station that was in that particular facility and how that has all come together and how they evolved from pressing papers, newspapers that is, to pressing vinyl and how that has all occurred. And of course, the new technology. He gifted me one of the records that has this NFC chip in it, and it really works very well. You just hold the phone up to it and it gives you a link and it goes into a secured site which gives you data and information about the record itself, about the artist. It has digital assets like videos or downloads or things of that nature, which can, of course, over time even be updated, show new releases by the artist. You then, as the owner, can say it's yours and identify yourself so that you now start to have a history of this record. And most impressive of all is it says this was the 52nd of 55 of these vinyls pressed. So you know exactly where it was and how it was made and where it was made and where it was in the sequencing. And these are things that, we like to know. What is the provenance? What is the authenticity of this record and the history? One sells the record, then the next person can show that they're the next owner of the record. So you have that traceability, which is very unique. But as we said at the end there, I really encourage you to visit Asheville, North Carolina. There's quite a few great record stores there. There's Static Age Records. There's one that actually is in a furniture store, and it is called Atomic Furnishings, and they have records there. You wouldn't think it, but they do. And a nice selection. I bought some from there in Static Age and Harvest Records as well. So look them up. They also, a couple of them I sure do shipping as well. Found some really good. Found a Doors 67 Monarch First Press in one of the stores in VG Plus condition. At a very reasonable price, $67. And so I did find quite a few records during that particular trip. I've shared those on the members only part of the channel. So if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. And if you want to, you can join as a member. And on the membership, you're going to be receiving for $4.99 a month, a daily audio diet, a daily video every day, and also other additional videos above and beyond what is on the standard channel, and access to unique videos of concerts that I go to, as well as links to audio files, not PHISILES, but FILES, audio files that I have of unique product that I've had over the years through my radio station days and through other access through people that I've known in the industry that I will make available to members only. So check that out. To subscribe, you go onto the main page, and of course next to the subscribe button, if you do it on a PC, you'll see the join option. And I hope you consider doing that. I put out a lot of material lately, a lot of additional video material like Brit Floyd videos, and again some audio files, which I will be adding more to as time goes on. So as always, thanks for watching. Hit the like button or thumbs up if you enjoyed this, and also share your comments. Any questions you might have, let me know. So until we meet again, thanks for joining me today, and we'll catch you at the next Safe and Sound Texas audio excursion. Take care, everybody.